everyone, it's Zelen, and I am just doing a quick video here with regards to Books of Shadows. Now, I know that there's a lot of other videos here on YouTube with regards to this subject, but I'm just going to give you guys my personal 2 cents. Personally, I think no matter what religion you're in, journaling is very important, particularly when you're working in a solitary path or a path like any form of pagan path where it is a lot about your personal beliefs. So we're going to talk briefly with regards to journaling. I personally use cheap little dollar store ones for my Monday and stuff, and I also draw. I know there's a lot of times in our lives where, for example, when you have a dream or you see an image that you just can't put down in words to draw it. And whether or not you think yourself to be a good artist or not, it's very important to draw. It builds brain connections. It helps you connect with your subconscious in an amazing sort of way. And I think even if you don't like how you draw, you need to draw. I think it's mandatory. You must draw. As well as handwrite. There's so many people nowadays that don't write by hand anymore, that having a journal. There's children outside. Sounds like the elementary school is taking their kids to the park. Sorry. Anyway, so with regards to my magical workings, I have 2 books that I use. I have my Book of Shadows, which is in this binder, which is way more girly than I would ever like it, but I like this pattern. Not so huge on the colors, but, whatever. And the only reason why I live with the inside being as pink as it is, because it's very pink, is because it's a very red pink. Anyway, so a lot of the stuff, like my cover page, I printed that off the internet plainly. The way that I look at this Book of Shadows personally is it's a draft. This is all a draft. I want to eventually use a scrapbook and do it in that way. So this is all just a draft. But it shows you kind of the basic way that you can do it. What you can do is, and what I do, is I use this as the draft for my draft, which this is my magical journal. So everything, whenever I read something in a book that I like, or I've, done a ritual, I will copy the ritual in here, and then write a little bit about how it makes me feel and how it worked. Any dream interpretations, my definitions for my runes and my scarabs are in here, as well recipes. See, it's all handwritten, I think is important. Actually, it smells like my oils. I think I might have spilled something on it. And this I carry with me all over the place. Every time I leave and I have my travel altar with me, this sucker comes with me, not this one. But what I do is I take the stuff from in here, and I will copy it down on the computer and spell check it and edit it and all that stuff, and then I will print it off and put it in here. And so I've got stuff like the long version of the Wiccan Read, and some poetry, and this is correspondences and charges and all these things in here. I've even got a glossary of definitions, and these are my kind of pride and joy. For my stones, which I don't know if you can see, have a look there. What I've done is for every stone I've looked up the nicest picture I could find and the clearest picture I could find on Google Images, and then I've written my description and printed it off in color, so that, because I know there's a lot of people that they have their collection of stones and they aren't sure what they have. Well, I specifically only write in here the stones that I have in my collection now. I have a couple of other books that are used for for stonework and all those things that have the magical correspondences, and where I get a lot of my information from those books. But they're full of stones that I don't have, that I might not ever get. And so this way, in my Book of Shadows, it's like, I've got these stones. I'm also doing a list like this for all of my herbs and all of my oils. So that way you're not confused whether or not, oh, do I have this? Well, I've got a definition for it, so it must be somewhere. And also with these, if I were, for example, to give away give away my citrine stone, for example, if I felt the need to give it away, I would actually just write over top of it in pencil, given away to so-and-so on such and such a date. So that when I update this, I do not include the citrine stone unless I've gotten a new one. That way it's as up to date as possible. I did the same thing with all of my herbs. I have a list of herbs, and then I have a dictionary of definitions. And every time I'm out of a herb, I will cross it off the list. And when I get the herb back, I will rewrite the list. I know it sounds weird, but I'm all about lists. So anyway, that's the basic thing. I think it's really important that everybody does this, and I think it's really important that everybody reviews it. Some people I know would prefer to do it in a bound book. The reason why I don't is because I am constantly editing this. I think it's very important to constantly look back at all your writings and make sure that you still agree with it. Because I know that I've looked back at my very first magic journal and gone, wow, little fluffy bunny of the night, oh my goodness. I can't believe that I was like that. And I look at some of it now, I mean, some of the stuff even from the beginning of this one, and it's like, oh, Jeebus, I did not know what I was doing with herbs. Wow. So, anyway, that's my little basic thing on herbs, not herbs, Books of Shadows. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below, and if you have any requests, either post them below or send me a PM. I'd be more than happy to do a video about it. Alright, later days. Cheers. And off.